Okay, you may have seen this on TikTok, but what it is that you had this dressmaker who made a dress for this person. They spent 5 months making this dress for her. They shipped the dress 2 to 3 days before her wedding without any payment. And when the dressmaker asked for money, she got ghosted. The reason why this picked up so much traction on TikTok is because the underlying story of the entire thing is that you had a business owner stealing from another owner. So you had tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people just targeting this bride and her business with literal days before her wedding. But it turns out the person who's actually in the wrong and who's an actual snake in this situation was the actual dressmaker. Sub if you want. So all of this started, I want to say like 8-9 days ago, when you had the dressmaker Case. She made 4 TikToks that got around 18 million views, with the main one getting 11 by itself. All the TikToks were the same thing, being that, oh, you know, I spent 5 months making this dress and this client stole it without paying for it. Then she shows the bride wearing the dress, being Rayleigh, and also sharing her Instagram and tagging her in the video to make it easier to spread hate to her. And in these TikToks, she basically says Rayleigh, the bride, isn't paying for the dress, so it's technically stolen. Case, the dressmaker, she got blocked and everything. And she's emphasizing the fact that it took hundreds of hours of working on this dress, have now just gone all down the drain. So people see this and they feel bad for her to the point of starting a GoFundMe, which got taken down now because, you know, people found out the actual truth. So then Case makes a 10-minute TikTok called Full Story Dress Thief, which I'll summarize. The reason why she shipped it without any payment was because of good faith and that it was a rush order since she got the dress 2 to 3 days before the actual wedding. Also, how do you call something a rush order when you said multiple times in multiple different TikToks that you spent 5 months making this one dress? If you're calling this a rush order, that just shows you how bad her time management skills are. She's trying to blame the bride Rayleigh, like she didn't place the order back in February and it's calling it a rush order. And as it was being shipped, she sent Rayleigh an invoice on text and email for like everything, you know, being the dress and everything. Case then sent Rayleigh multiple messages and emails just to confirm that she actually got the invoice, and she said she did. The shipping was an overnight shipping and it was going to be held at a certain location. So Case sent them the tracking number and where the location of the dress was going to be. But they never respond to Case for anything. So then later on, she talks to the mother of the bride, and the mother of the bride basically says that they'll send in the payment once they pick up the dress. So Case sees that they actually picked up the dress because she had the tracking number, and she messages them if they actually got the dress, even though she knows that they did. Rayleigh told them that she wanted to try it on before giving the actual payment, but Case wanted her money now since they actually received the dress. And then she gets ghosted by them. So then hours go by and she lands in Colorado because she's originally from Miami, where she makes all her dresses and stuff, and the wedding is being held in Colorado. So after she gets off her flight and receives a message from the bride asking her to fix part of the dress since there are some issues, Case told them that she wasn't going to do anything until she got payment. You know, which is logical, because if you're not giving payment for the dress, why should she have to come and fix it if it's something that they stole from you? They have to face consequences. And then she gets ghosted again. A day goes by. Case messages them about payment. The mom replies saying that the dress might not work. So Case is wondering, why didn't they say anything and wait a day to actually say anything about it? Because the bride, Rayleigh, she tried it on multiple times before and it fits. Nothing about the size had been altered, so she's confused on why it doesn't work. Because Case even asked them, why didn't they send a picture or video on what didn't work and why it didn't work? So Rayleigh had went to a local seamstress and they told her that they couldn't fix the wedding dress. So then Case is confused on why they didn't just call her. Case said that she would have flown in and fixed the dress without any payment just to get this done and over with. So after that, hours goes by and Case basically sends a message saying this: since there's issues with the dress, you're ghosting me and you're not giving me payment, just hand over the dress to me. Because ultimately at this point, Case was just done with them. It was going to be either that Rayleigh would FedEx the dress to her, or Case was going to fly over there and just grab it for herself. And they were messaging back and forth about when FedEx closes, what time she's arriving, since, you know, she's from Miami and they're from Colorado. So when she gets there, she's there for about 5 hours, just messaging them every 30 minutes on where to show up to pick up the dress. And then Case starts talking about starting a GoFundMe for $12,000 to try to get back her losses from the actual dress from other people who want to support her for this entire thing. So the entire story is that it's close to Rayleigh's wedding day. Case sends her the dress. Case gets ghosted, doesn't get any payment, and it gets to a point of her having to fly out back to get that dress that was stolen from her. And really, all the proof that she had was a picture of the dress that she had with her wearing it and Rayleigh wearing it, but that was it for her proof. Because Case said that she would show the messages, but she didn't. And that's all it took people to attack Riley. That was the only thing Case had for the fence. And that's all it took for people to attack her. So after an entire week of people attacking Riley, her business, her friends' businesses, and other random people on social media, Riley makes a 2-part response equaling to about 20 minutes. The reason why it took her an entire week is because she was actually getting married and wanted to spend time as a newlywed before having to address everything. So off the rip, she calls out Case for lying about everything. Riley didn't even wear the dress because she couldn't, and shows pictures of her wedding in a completely different dress that she had to get 2 days before her wedding. She shows the contract that she had signed with Case in February, being that the dress was going to be $6,300 and the completion date of the dress was going to be August 10th. The contract says that it's going to take 3 to 6 months, and they finished the dress 9 days before the 6 months, but 12 days over the completion date, being August 22nd, that's when she got the dress. Riley didn't take the dress without payment. She paid a 60% deposit on the dress, which was just under $3,800, and showed proof of the actual invoice and payment that she sent. And she starts to talk about how difficult transactions were with Case since February to now. Riley was promised to receive little things of fabrics so that she can pick what the dress is going to be made out of, but she never did. Riley flew over to Miami for a fitting. They waited till her last day and then gave her time and place for a fitting. She went back for a second fitting, and she was over there in Miami for 5 days. And on her last day in Miami, they canceled the entire fitting. She asked for pictures and videos of the progress of the dress. She was given a date for a Zoom call. They waited half an hour with a representative of Case's company, but she never showed up to show the progress of the thing. The rep said that they would send pictures once they got pictures from Case, but she never even got the pictures herself, so Riley never got the pictures. She got called for a final fitting 10 days before August 10th, the completion date. She finally gets a video of the dress on August 6th, and there are just so many issues that were there, and that were still there from the first ever fitting. She asked for pictures of the detachable skirt, and there was nothing even done to it. It was just a pure white cloth. And they only started working on it on August 11th. Since, the entire dress was a 2-piece, one part being the actual upper part of it, and then the second part just being the detachable skirt. Riley was there in Miami waiting for the dress to be done because the completion date was, contracted to be on August 10th. She was there on the 11th, still waiting for the entire thing. So she had to leave because, her wedding was coming up. And Case told her that they would ship it by the 15th so they can pick it up for the 16th. Before they shipped it to FedEx, Case sent Riley 2 blurry videos before shipping it to FedEx. And when Riley asks for a better picture or a better video, they tell her that's already being shipped. She calls FedEx, asking if anything had come in, and they tell her that Case didn't even send in the dress yet. So then Riley asks, "I thought you sent in the dress." She says, "Yeah, it was closing time when we sent it in. The rep took it, but then locked the doors." And then she starts asking for payment like she wasn't 2 weeks late with making the dress and almost missed the entire wedding date for it. So it finally goes through FedEx with less than 48 hours until the actual wedding. She gets the dress on August 22nd, and there are just so many things wrong with it, to the point where it made Riley cry multiple times with how many issues there were and how it looked. Main thing that she had problems with is that there was a belt that was lopsided and the thing wasn't completely even, as in one side was obviously larger than the other. And you know that long trail thing that they have at the back of the dresses? That thing was so off-centered, the design of it was just so off-centered, it looked off. Riley with the dress went to a local seamstress and they told her that there are so many things wrong with it that they couldn't fix it in 2 days. Imagine how stressed she is right now. She only did 2 fittings in the past 6 months of making a wedding dress. And when she gets the dress, it's wrong. It took 2 weeks longer than it should have. And she only got it with basically hours left until her wedding. And she tried to get a professional to fix it and they told her that they couldn't. While Case was asking for payment from her for something that she couldn't even wear. Riley asked her to bring the dress with her around the 16th instead of shipping it to FedEx, just in case if there was any issues with the dress, but she didn't. So then, a day or 2 before the actual wedding, Case then sends a barrage of messages, but Riley doesn't even check her phone because she's trying to salvage her wedding by trying to get a brand new dress. And she tells Case this, that she ruined her wedding, and if she comes to the wedding or to her house, she'll get trespassed. And this is the last thing that Riley said to Case. So send the skirt back, or the entire dress, but she wants to be reimbursed for it because of how they messed up the dress. She then said she was going to block Case, but she never did. And that's when Case made all her videos about Riley, the night before her wedding. So basically, in this entire thing, Case lied about the entire thing, tried to ruin someone's life after she ruined their wedding. Riley's been receiving threats, review bombs, over things that aren't true. And now you have people going back to Case's video and calling her out on everything. Also, what did she even expect to happen? She had all the receipts for everything, the messages, the invoices, and everything. She called the thing a rush order, even though it was ordered back in February. She started a GoFundMe for $12,000 because people thought that's what the dress was. Turns out it was only $6,000. And she lied to everyone, acting like the victim, as if she was the one who had stuff stolen from her. Really, it was Riley who had her moment stolen from her from her own wedding. So after everything, you had people apologizing to Riley because they believed Case and her first video on everything, because they assumed that nobody lied on the internet. The only thing of proof that she had was that her wearing the wedding dress, and that was it. She had one picture of Riley wearing the wedding dress, and then she made up everything as a lie to make people feel bad for her. So now you have people telling Riley to actually sue her for slander and defamation. So that's about it. If you like, then sub. If you sub, you might get another video.